Hey guys, this is Cal from Cal's Auto World, and this is going to be part 2 to seating the valves to my head on my 1974 Super Beetle motor. So let's get started. So before I started, I just wanted to do one valve to test to see if this will actually work. I'm left with this valve right here. As you can see, it's got a center in the middle of the valve. I was unsure if this means that it was properly seated, so what I did was I ended up sticking this back in its place. I held the valve closed and I put some water through it, and it indicated that no water leaked through the valve when it was closed. It only leaked through when the valve was open. So in my mind, that indicates to me that we have a good, properly seated valve. So when we do the other 3 valves, we want to make sure that it looks like this valve does. And like this valve, I'm going to properly see if they will seal by putting some water down into its chamber. So let's get started. Now if you don't know how to seat a valve, today is your lucky day. So what you want to get for your tools is your valve. I got some valve grinding compound here, and you can either use a drill to clamp to the back end of this. What you want to do is you want to use a slow speed and spin this valve in here. Every now and then you lift up, move it to a place, push it back down, kind of spin it slowly, or you can use these tools that kind of act like a suction cup to the face of the valve. Mine currently doesn't work that great, so what I'm going to end up doing is the third option. You can just put this through, hold it in the other, and spin it slowly at a good pace. Every now and then you lift up, turn it, push it back in, and slowly just do this. What you're really looking for is that sound difference. A valve grinding compound is it's gritty. So the more you move that valve back and forth, almost like starting a fire. So if you were to use this tool, what you want to do is you want to go like this. And while you're doing that, you want to listen to that grit just kind of smooth out. And that's how you kind of know, I think I am done seating my valve to my head. So let's get started. And what you don't want to do is apply a lot of valve grinding compound on here as well. You only want just a little bit. So I'm just going to put it right here. That might be... What you want to do is you just want to take your finger and just rub it evenly throughout. If you need a little bit more, doesn't hurt to use a little bit more. You do just want it to be evenly spread out on the valve. Something like that, not too much. I'm just going to put this cap back on. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to just put it back in, hit it, and then just move it back and forth. You can hear all that grit and stuff working itself in. I'm not going fast, but I'm not going that slow either. And every now and then, just lift up, turn it, just kind of want to do that until that grit just kind of smooths out that nice sound. To me, kind of feels smooth. Don't really hear as much grit anymore. So once you kind of feel that, what you want to do, take the valve out. Try not to touch the valve grinding compound. Wipe it away. Let's see where that ended up sealing. And you can look here too. And this one might actually be a little bit better, as you can see the line is, let me see if this can focus here. Hold on a second. The line is actually higher, not in the middle. I think that's what you're looking for more, just to properly ensure that that valve will seat. But yeah, that's how you typically seat a valve to a head. Now, just to give you a comparison again, this is the first valve we seated. As you can see, the line is in the middle. Now, this will seat good. It's not preferably bad at all, but what you really want to see is on the second one, the valves are, or the seat is higher at the top of your valve, and that's where you want that mark. This will be a better sealing valve than the first one. And this one here, since that I've shown you how to seat a valve, might as well finish the other two. So let's get started. So this time I'm just gonna put three glops, like one here, one here, one here. Put this guy in. And just see where that gets me. So far, looks pretty good. Pretty good. So, as you can see, maybe got a white nice line up here, following all the way through. Let me see if I can get a better angle. Some light in here. want to see. Same as the other valve, you got a nice line at the top, and that's what you want to see. That's how you know that it's properly seated. For the final valve, I'm going to let my lovely assistant girlfriend do the last one. So do you know how to do this, or do you not know how to do this? Yeah. Man, she already is a little dirty. So I'm going to give that to you. Now, just kind of, that's a little too much, but it'll do. It's alright. Gotta get all that top goop off the top, and yeah. When you really feel like you got it, just go for it. We're gonna be in this guy right here. So you hear how it's grinding in there? Lifting up, moving it a little bit, going back, pushing it side to side. As it gets smoother, the contents, it's pushing out as the grinding gets smoother. So kind of hear that smoothing out. I think you should be pretty okay. So let's see how. Now this is the exhaust valve.
I probably did a bad job on this one.
Probably not. If it's in the middle, that's okay. You see a line anywhere?
I can't tell at the moment.
Okay, let me see here. Yep, so let the camera focus a little bit, but really faintly see a line right in the middle of the valve. Like I said, what you typically want to see is this line to be at the top of the valve, because you know it's going to seat properly. But it is actually, it's not going to hurt this motor if this is in the middle. But yeah, that's the process of seating valves to the heads. In the next video, we will be putting the springs and keepers back in, and then putting this head back on the motor. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching today's video. Like and subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want to see more. Thank you.